Welcome to ACTV News, your bi-weekly ACTV broadcast of news and updates from the Assumption College community. I'm Binta Pei.
And I'm Amber Rosas. This week on ACTV News.
Binta Pei attends the Latino Festival. Elaine Cavallari talks about this year's Midnight Madness. Sarah Ardolino gives us this week's Professor Highlight. All this and more this week on ACTV.
Assumption College's annual homecoming event aims to unite current students and alumni through a variety of interactive activities. On November 5th, the Philanthropy Club and Alumni Relations will sponsor the day's events before and during the home football game.
Alana hosted its 10th annual Latino Festival on Thursday, October 6th. Binta Pei has more on the story.
ACTV got the opportunity to attend Alana's 10th annual Latino Festival. This is always one of their biggest events of the year. Students gathered in Hagen Hall in celebration of Hispanic and Latino culture. ACTV got the chance to speak with Kiara Sarrett for more information.
Sad. This event is my favorite event of the entire year, mostly because I am Puerto Rican and Dominican, so I get to see what it's like as a Latina student, and be able to enjoy it with my peers and friends and everyone. And the food's always good. It's always a good time, good dancing, and yeah.
Members of our Assumption community had a blast as they took fun pictures in the photo booth, enjoyed a live performance from the band, ate great food, and then danced it off on the main floor. After speaking with Alana's chair, Abigail Godin, we were able to get a sneak peek of the planning process and learn why it's important to hold this event.
It's really important to do events like this and celebrate the diversity that we have at Assumption, and be able, especially because we do have a lot of students from Puerto Rico, we have a lot of international students, so it's really nice to have a blend of students that can celebrate Latino Hispanic culture.
There was a live performance from a local dance group that reflected the Latino and Hispanic culture and caught the attention of the entire audience. In addition to great food, music, and overall entertainment, there was also a piñata that added to the fun and concluded the night. I'm Binta Pei, ACTV News.
Thanks, Binta. If you are interested in helping out for future multicultural events, contact B. Patino for more information.
The Global Social Entrepreneurship class hosted a cupping ceremony on Thursday, October 20th, where the Assumption community sampled and selected the official fair trade coffee of our school. This event supports Assumption College's microloan program, and Casey Elms has more on the story.
Assumption College has gotten the chance to choose its own coffee blend. Here at the cupping ceremony hosted by Dean's Beans and the Global Social Entrepreneurship class with Professor LeBlanc.
The goal of the cupping ceremony is to kind of get Assumption College engaged within our process of picking Assumption College First Town Ground. So we really want to get the community at large's opinion, and then kind of also raise awareness for the Assumption College microloan program. Since we are a new club, we want to establish funds to be able to award these microloans to developing countries and impoverished entrepreneurs to kind of lift them up.
ACTV got the chance to talk to owner of Dean's Beans, Dean Sycon, and ask him how his relationship with Professor LeBlanc started.
Professor LeBlanc comes to Dean's Beans to buy coffee for himself because he lives close to where we roast. In doing that, we got to know him, and he got to know more about our company, and he thought, wow, I would love to share your story with my students. So I came and gave a few talks in classes. That then became a talk at the college. And that then became, hey, would you come and sort of mentor my social enterprise students?
I also got the chance to talk to some students about the Hound Ground coffee and what they had thought of the whole process.
Would you buy it if it were to be the chosen coffee for Assumption?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So last year, I know Dean's Beans, I had a lecture on it in one of my classes in literature last year. Came and saw it, and everything about this guy is really nice. He's a great guy, his organization's awesome.
ACTV also had the opportunity to talk with Professor LeBlanc and ask him how students will be able to buy the Hound Ground coffee.
A couple ways. Hopefully, we're going to try to convince Barnes & Noble to carry our own Hound Ground. Actually, my marketing class is going to be doing a survey for the Greenhounds this afternoon on fair trade. And so some of the results will be used to convince Barnes & Noble that they should carry it. If not, I think we'll figure out another way. The other thing is that we're going to be communicating with alumni through Alumni Relations. Reach out to them through the Assumption magazine or email blast or some way to let them know that this is kind of a special thing.
I'm Casey Elms, ACTV News.
Thanks, Casey. As the cold weather approaches, be sure to grab a nice cup of our official Dean's Beans Hound Ground coffee.
This past weekend, students celebrated one of the most popular holidays, Halloween. We tested students' knowledge on the beloved holiday. Kate O'Neill has more.
This week, I spoke to Assumption students about Halloween. I tested their knowledge in all things spooky and found out how much they truly know about this popular holiday. What is the most popular costume in Massachusetts this year?
Witch. Jackie Moon.
Hillary Clinton?
I would say witch. I was gonna say the same thing. So.
What's her name? The girl in Suicide Squad, Harley Quinn?
Yes. What is the scariest, horror Halloween movie?
I'm gonna go with The Conjuring.
The Shining?
Definitely Jeepers Creepers.
Insidious is pretty scary, actually.
I'm gonna go with The Exorcist.
Yes, it's The Exorcist.
Oh, let's go.
What is the most popular Halloween candy in Massachusetts?
I don't want to say candy corn because that's way too basic. But I kind of do want to say candy corn.
Reese's. I'm gonna go with that.
Candy corn?
Candy corn. I'm just gonna go with Skittles.
Starburst. What is the most popular Disney Halloween movie?
Hocus Pocus.
Nightmare Before Christmas. That's not even Disney, is it? Oh, is it Hocus Pocus?
Is Halloween Town Disney or no?
Is Halloween Town one?
Yeah, that's it, yeah. When did Halloween as we know it start in America?
1842.
1776. I'm gonna go with 1800.
It's the late 1800s. And what are you guys being for Halloween?
I am being Sully for Monsters, Inc.
I'm being a nerd.
I'm gonna be Beyonce.
Cat dog?
I'm gonna be a minion one night with a couple of my friends, and then I'm gonna be a cat, classic, you know.
Grey Worm from Game of Thrones.
Be on the lookout for a new question in our next episode. I'm Kate O'Neill, ACTV News.
Thank you, Kate.
As the basketball season approaches, ACTV went behind the scenes with women's and men's basketball teams. Here's what both teams had to say about the preseason coming to a close.
The first thing that I always tell them at the beginning of the year is to treat other people the way you want to be treated. So I think that's really important. I think there's a real respect between the players and myself. You know, I think they would say that I'm really intense and really competitive, but I think I treat them in the right way.
Last year, the girls' basketball team ended their season 15-12. Their first game this season will be Sunday, November 6th at Holy Cross. Let's hear what Coach Fair has to say about the team's plans for this season.
We have a very experienced team, so I think we have really high expectations for our upperclassmen of kind of understanding what our philosophy is, what our goals are, and it really just comes down to a lot of hard work and a lot of the detail, conditioning and getting in shape, and I think chemistry does come into it. You know, I mean, you can have the most talent on a team, but you know, if they don't have that chemistry and they're not playing for each other, then you're not going to get the results you want. And I think this year, with so many returning players and upperclassmen, we have a really good chemistry, and our seniors are certainly very dedicated and very motivated to have success.
Like the Lady Hounds, the boys' basketball season will be starting November 3rd. Let's hear what seniors Declan Sukup and Carl Ziegler have to say about this upcoming season.
We have really high expectations for the start of the year. We just want to really stick to the process, compete hard every single day, hopefully make the NE10 playoffs, and then see what happens from there, because anything can happen once it gets to the playoffs.
Our strengths of the team, I think the culture's a lot better this year. Everybody's been working hard, competing in practice, and get better on their own. In terms of the weaknesses, probably just our experience. We just have 4 guys coming back, but I think all the freshmen are ready to step up in the roles when they're called upon.
Be sure to support both men and women's basketball at their first game Sunday, November 6th. I'm Juliana Abrantes, ACTV News.
The second Agape Latte event of the semester was on Monday, October 24th, where students gathered to hear Jesus Verges from Sodexo. Jesus shared stories of his personal journey in regards to his life, family, and faith. Students had the pleasure of having free coffee and desserts while wishing him well on his new career opportunity outside of Assumption College. At the end of the event, there was a raffling of Agape Latte t-shirts and mugs. Stay on the lookout for more Agape Latte events coming up.
This week, for our Professor Highlight, ACTV spent some time getting to know Professor Nixon of the Art Department. Now over to Sarah Ardolino.
ACTV met with painting and drawing Professor Nixon for this week's Professor Highlight. Professor Kathy Nixon has been teaching for over 20 years, beginning her study of art at Yale University.
I went to Yale University in New Haven for, I got a BA in art. They didn't have a BFA. And then I went back to Detroit for grad school. I went to Wayne State University and got an MFA, a Master of Fine Arts in Drawing.
However, she wasn't always sure that art was in her future.
I wasn't sure if I wanted to make it a career until after college. I went and lived in Lima, Peru, in South America for a year because I wanted to decide whether to be an artist or a lawyer because I also was interested in foreign languages and other academic subjects. And when I lived in Lima, it was like God spoke to me because I realized that culture and art are eternal, whereas in that country the governments kept changing, and I felt that I wanted to do something more eternal.
Professor Nixon prides herself with classes that focus on demonstrations and self-improvement.
When I was in art school, none of the professors did demonstrations, and as a consequence, sometimes I didn't understand what we were doing because I'm a visual learner, and I needed to see it done and not just hear about it verbally. So I try to make it clear what we're doing.
Professor Nixon offers advice for those struggling.
Realize that some people catch on really quickly and then others catch on slowly. When I was in college, I was not the star. I was a B student in my painting classes. I did better in drawing. And the two people who were the stars of my painting class ended up not even staying in art. One is a writer and one is a carpenter. So I do know that the students who are not stars may be the ones who are in it for the long term.
I'm Sarah Ardolino, ACTV News.
Thank you, Sarah. Have any professors that you want to see featured? Reach out to ACTV with your suggestions and we can make it happen.
ACTV's new sports show Subpar premiered its first episode last week. Be sure to follow us on social media to receive updates on the very next episode.
On Thursday, October 20th, SGA helped kick off the men and women's basketball season with Midnight Madness. This event served its name for sure. Midnight Madness was full of fun competitions, prizes, and performances. Elaine Cavalieri has more.
I'm at one of Assumption's most anticipated events of the year, Midnight Madness. The energy is high and the doors are just about to open. Excited students from all classes gathered in Laska Gymnasium to celebrate the beginning of the men's and women's basketball seasons. How excited are you for Midnight Madness tonight?
I am so hyped. Freshman year, first one.
I'm so excited. It was so much fun last year, and already just practicing, the energy was awesome, so I'm just so excited.
Entertainment included each player entering the gym, dancing to their favorite songs, along with a performance from Hound Sound and the dance team.
My favorite performance is going to be the dance team because the girls are lit and they are perfect and they are here to slay everyone, forever, always.
President Cesareo even got in on some of the fun, participating in a free throw contest. This SGA-sponsored event was a huge success, bringing the Assumption community together for another thrilling basketball season.
Thanks, Elaine.
That concludes this week's episode of ACTV News. This broadcast is brought to you by the ACTV Club and the services of the De Pasquale Media Center. ACTV airs on Channel 2.3 every other week.
Make sure to follow us on social media to get news updates and reach out to us with ideas and comments. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube by searching ACTV. I'm Amber Rosas.
And I'm Binta Pei. Thanks for watching.
This week ACTV looks into, This week ACTV looks into the art department.
ACTV got the opportunity to attend Alana's 10th annual Latino Festival. This is always one of their biggest events of the year, and I'm so
How excited are you for Midnight Madness tonight?
I'm so excited. I can't wait.
Okay.
Maybe if you hold it, like, I'm out.